All right, welcome. Guy Tool ER Wolf here with LFI. We are excited about being able to bring a phenomenal solution platform to the world of marketing. It is 1QR, and today we're going to be talking a lot for a short period of time about 1QR on signs and the power that we get utilizing 1QR with our signs and our advertising, our marketing, and just giving us some ideas on how we can utilize them ourselves or let other people know. We are on a mission to get 1QR out there and to be the reputable brand to be utilized within your marketing with QR codes.
Yeah, Guy, by this point in time, you're familiar with what these things are. They're QR codes. They're starting to show up everywhere, and we're encountering them all the time. They are a quick response. That's what QR stands for. Quick response call to action that people can take to engage with you further beyond what they're already looking at or seeing from you. And as it relates to signage, Guy, I mean, signs are everywhere. I just saw an article. It looked like the average person encounters 6,000 to 20,000 ads a day. And if you're in business and you're marketing and promoting yourself, there's a good chance you're implementing signage in one form or another, right? It could be that small little yard sign that a service provider might place in the front yard of a house they're servicing, all the way up to what we're seeing on the screen right now, a gigantic billboard that might have hundreds of thousands of cars passing by, every month, getting exposed to marketing material and everything in between. And the key here is, what types of calls to action are you putting on your signs, and how easy are you making it for the people who are encountering your marketing material to engage with you, to take that call to action and go to where you want to point your QR to go? Because you can point a QR to go anywhere.
The value about QR codes from 1QR is that they're all dynamic. They're all evergreen.
Yeah.
What a lot of us don't know that we're experiencing is there's a majority of QR codes out there that are static, meaning that I have to reprint. I have to continue to take my hard-earned money to do advertising for me, compared to a dynamic QR code that's evergreen, that can be constantly adjusted where I want whoever's scanning it to go to experience the experience that they're expecting, and constantly being able to do that, have analytics, understanding what's working for me, right? In business, what gets measured gets managed, making sure that I know what's working for me in this day and age of the advancement of QR codes in our marketing efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you bring up a valid point, because there is a big distinction between a static QR code, something that once it's used, once it's printed, it can never be changed, and a dynamic QR code. What we're doing here at 1QR is all dynamic. So if you printed out a sign, right, and you invest your marketing dollars, something as large as a billboard, maybe it's a bus bench, and you put your marketing dollars into that, and you want to change where that call to action is pointing to, you have complete control now and into the future of updating that. Too many times, Guy, I've seen people fall into that trap where they used a static QR code and then something had changed. Maybe it's signage that they were working at an event, and it's one of those pull-up signs,
Mm-hmm.
and it has all of your information, and then the call to action is a phone number, a website, and a QR code. And they scan that and it goes to the wrong place, and you're like, oh no. I've seen people put stickers over those things. I've seen people have to go and reprint signage, all because the QR doesn't work anymore. That's not the case here at 1QR. These are infinitely updatable. But I think a big thing is how many different variations of signage are really out there, and what we can be using our QR codes on. And you want to have that memory jogger of all these different signage applications. I know, Guy, we've talked about, and we have an event coming up talking about 1QR in real estate. You've got real estate signs, you've got sign writers, you've got yard signs, you've got bus stop signs. There are just so many ways to create signs, and making sure that you put your QR on those signs.
We live in a world of convenience,
That's right.
and we have to expect that customers, clients are also looking for that convenient. You want them to experience what what they expect when they're scanning a QR code. Think about having, a brick and mortar store that is closed and you've got a QR code on there. Maybe it's for your hours, but maybe it's there for someone to scan and they continue to purchase products or whatever your brick and mortar offers, purchase services if it's a massage, something of that sort, but it's constantly selling for you, just like everyone wants to have that wake up money. They want to be able to continue to sell while they're asleep, and QR codes are very dynamic in this aspect that we can do this in sign power.
That's right.
Right, businesses with sign power, those are the ones that get the traction, that constantly are getting people to interact with what they're offering. So it's very important, especially in the day and age of where we are now. We're all technically advanced. The smartphones have now got their camera lenses to be able to detect a QR code. We want to make sure that it's convenient and then interactive. Interactive was one of the most important things. We all sort of have the coined term call to action. You have to have some interactive call to action to let the individuals know what to expect. If I'm scanning a QR code and I'm expecting to see the hours and I'm seeing a video of something, that's not the expectation. So driving it to where that individual knows what they're looking for, and when they scan it they get their expectation, it really is eye opening. And nonetheless, to know that it's so simple and easy to manage from one QR, it's something we're extremely excited about. And the options of signs,
Yep.
they're infinite.
100%, Guy, 100%. And I think you bring up a valid point that I think some people overlook when using QR codes in their marketing, especially true within signage, is you want to make sure to give
Mm-hmm.
context to the person who's being exposed to that advertisement, being exposed to that sign, that you set the expectation of what they're going to get to, where they're going to go when they scan that QR code that you create, right? So if you say hours of operation and then you have a QR code, it's going to take them to something that's going to give them hours of operation. If you're a brick and mortar retailer and it's outside of those hours and it's scan here to shop online, the expectation is going to take them to your online store. If it's a sign that might be like an open house sign that you'd see entering in a neighborhood, you might say scan here for directions. In the QR space, we call that the wrapper or the context of where is this QR going to take me? Curiosity is one thing, but if you just show a QR code on your sign by itself, people are going to be like, where's that thing going to point? So a best practice, if you're implementing QR codes on your signage, is to give context to the viewer who's going to see that sign of what they should expect when they scan that QR code. Because you, as the owner of your QR code, if you're using one QR, get to choose where you point that to. Right? So you know where it points to. Make sure you give that context to the viewer of where it's going to point to. Maybe it's connecting to your social media. Maybe it's going to trigger it for them to call you. Maybe it's going to a web page or a shopping page or more information about a product or service. All of those are options available to you on the signs. And then where are you using signs, right? Maybe it's for people to connect with you. Um,
And to
the,
connect, there's the call to action: scan to
to connect.
connect.
Yeah.
Right, the future of QR codes is, it's mind boggling to know how QR codes are going to be changing people's advertising, marketing spend. Getting maximum exposure is what people are looking for, whether you're the trash man and CEO of your own business or you're working for another company and trying to get your services out there and exposing people to those. We're looking at an economy of QR codes that in 2022, 2023, they were saying that it produced about $3 billion in the economy. By 2027, they're saying it's going to be over 35 billion. That is a massive growth. That's over a 10x in what's happening with the space of QR codes. The industry that can utilize these are infinite. we see here on the screen, an HVAC, a home repair, whatever. We see those all the time. I'm driving down the street and I see service vans in our neighborhood, and they have a phone number. Great, that's a call to action. But if I'm driving, I might not remember that phone number by the time I get to the stop sign. We all do it. We all drive with our phones. I know people do. I know people live in states that you're not supposed to, but you still do. You might have your camera up real quick and just snap it and continue on. It's going to save down into that whatever provider of web that you use. And you have instant access to be able to then go in, call, learn more about that company. So from the I can't even get it all out from the amount of signs and where these can be utilized and how simple they are to implement.
I think that's it, Guy. From a quick response call to action, what would you rather have happen? Your potential customer trying to enter in 10 digits to call you, or pull out their phone quickly and in one click take that quick response call to action and achieve the same goal. That's how powerful QR codes can be for you and your business. And Guy, to your point, we are encountering signs multiple times per day from the moment we leave our homes to wherever we are traveling. So, in sort of a recap here, if you're already a user of QR codes, my first question for you is, are your codes dynamic? Because we do not want you to get into the trap of something changing or needing to be changed and you not having the ability to update your QR codes. You need a dynamic, evergreen QR code, especially if you're going to put the investment into signage. The second part, you need a platform that's going to be very simple, very easy for you to create your QR codes, to track your QR codes, to manage your QR codes. It's so powerful. You said it earlier in today's webinar, Guy, whatever gets measured gets managed. If I have a bunch of signs all over the place and I know exactly how many people are scanning each and every QR code on each and every sign, I've got measurability. I can see where I'm getting the most traction from, the most traffic from, the most leads from, and I can start to lean into those marketing initiatives and scaling them up. That's going to help my business perform better. But what we really want to do is have something from our standpoint, from a entrepreneur, a business owner, a manager standpoint, that is simple and easy to use. And so really what we want to show next is a short video, a short presentation on just how easy it is to create your first QR on one QR.
We're excited to show you how to make your first one QR code. The first step is deciding where you want this QR code to take the user. Type in your destination link and hit continue. You can choose a color and personalize it to your branding. Hit continue. You can also change the shape or symbols that are inside of the QR code. Personal preference, up to you. Again, click continue. Now you want to create your account using any email go ahead and click I agree to the terms and conditions and hit finish. There you go. You've created your very first one QR code. From here, you can do several different actions. You can edit the QR code. You can name the QR code, letting yourself know where you're placing this QR code. For example, maybe this one is going on my business card. By naming the QR codes that you're using, you're able to get analytics in different places that you're doing marketing. My destination link is editable at any time. I can choose an image if I'd like to put an image in the center of the QR code. or I can drag a file of a photo or logo and upload that instead. I can change the color at any time, and I can also change the shapes inside the QR code. At this point, I'm going to hit save. My QR code has been edited and it's ready for download and for me to print on any product. I can download from either the download button or by going to the QR code. You can see here that I have a link, a short link, and a PNG file available to me. If you are needing an SVG file for a large print, you're going to need to upgrade to our Pro or Unlimited solution. Back to the main menu, my other options are analytics and sharing. The analytics will appear and be available once this QR code becomes scanned. For example, if I was to open this QR code and scan it with my phone, and then refresh my page, you'll see that I have one scan and my analytics have become active. I can track year, month, week, or day and see how many times this QR code has been scanned.
All right. That's just how simple and easy it is to build your first QR in one QR and to continue to edit that QR code over time. As we saw in the video, you can create multiple QR codes. We do have different subscriptions available. For anybody who's watching this who wants to create a single one QR, you can create that for free. I would encourage you to go to oneqr.com to check that out. But for those of you who may be using different signs or need QR codes in different locations, I would encourage you, don't use the same QR code on all of your things. Create individual QR codes. And then you can change, as we saw in that presentation, in that demo, over time, what they point to. So we do have a pro version that'll allow you to create 50 QR codes on one QR for $10 a month, or an unlimited version. This is the best value, unlimited QR codes for just $20 per month. Again, giving you a simple and easy way to create, track, and manage those QR codes.
QR codes, as you saw from the demo, they can be downloaded and very simply added to your print media. They can also, from the sign aspect here on this presentation, Kathy pointed out the SVG. SVG is a downloadable file that can make it so you can take your QR code to anything larger than a 2 by 2 foot shape. So you can put these on billboards, you could put them on your vans, you can put them on your really big signs to make sure that there's no pixelation, and the scan will work 100% of the time. We don't want to make our QR codes small in our signage. We don't want to pixelate them. The cameras will have a harder time on smaller QR codes. PNGs are great for print, for social media, and those aspects. But just understanding that we wanted to make this available for all of us to have that ability to utilize these in our signs, and that SVG is going to be probably the file that you would like to use when pulling these into your larger signs.
Absolutely. So if you are a person who uses signs right now or thinking about using signs, I'd encourage you start using QR codes on your signs using one QR. If you do have questions or need help, I'd invite you to connect with us on social. So that way we can answer those questions and you can be a member of the One QR user community, and we can help and support you in getting the most out of your QR codes. I want to thank everybody so much for joining us for this short webinar on One QR and signs. If you'd like to, please download the white paper to get a detailed explanation about One QR in sign and print. Thank you again and have a wonderful day. All right.
And to wrap this up, this is our thank you. Scan, download the white paper here for 1QR on signs. We will be doing another presentation coming very soon in real estate. So for the individuals that are part of the real estate industry, you know your realtors, you know people that could be utilizing these. We will be going in an in-depth conversation on how to utilize these in real estate. They don't only have to go on your sign, they can go on a multitude of your marketing and advertising efforts. So as ER mentioned, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our customer support. Also follow us on social, and we do have trainings live every Tuesday. That's actually today at 2 p.m. Central. We look forward to seeing you all utilizing 1QR, spreading the word about 1QR. It's going to be a fun journey, and everyone have a great afternoon. Take care.